My name is Kalyan, and I run multiple businesses generating over 8 figures annually. What I don't like to do is brag. I like to work. That's why they call me the Silent Mogul. Today on Success Without the BS, we're gonna do things a little different. We're gonna answer some of your questions. So one of the questions I get asked all the time is, what is a short sale? Well, let me tell you. A short sale is when your home is worth far less than what you owe the bank. So for example, if your home is currently worth $300,000 in today's market, but you owe the bank $500,000, well, guess what? It's a short sale. How does that process work? Well, it's a negotiation between you and your lender. If you have somebody that's willing to buy your home, guess what? It's not a conversation between you and that buyer. It's a conversation between you, the lender, and then the buyer. So let me play this out for you. You call me. Hey, Kevin, I want to put my house on the market. Sure. What's it worth? It's worth $300,000. Okay. How much do you owe the bank? $500,000. Well, what we need to do right now, we need to call that lender, and we're gonna work out a negotiation strategy between you and your lender. They're gonna wanna see why they should take far less on that home than what you owe them. If you can prove this to them, then they'll be okay with doing the short sale process. And once it's all said and done, guess what? You now have an approved short sale, and you can now put that house on the market and you can look for the right buyer. That's what a short sale is, guys. Question number 2, how do foreclosures work? There's a difference between a foreclosure and an REO. So let's explain. A foreclosure is when the bank repossesses the house. You fall short on making your mortgage payments. The bank gives you a grace period and an extended amount of time to do right and make up those payments that you have fell behind on. And if within that said period, you do not make your payments, the bank is gonna go through the court proceedings to take possession of that property. Now, once that bank owns that property, they go through what's called a foreclosure auction. Now, your house is now on the auction block, and bidders can come and bid for that property. The highest bidder wins, but guess what? That house has a reserve. So if there's 20 buyers that bid for your house and none of them reach that reserve, then that house goes back on the auction block and is put on the MLS as an REO, real estate owned. Now, the multiple listing service will be marketing your home to all the buyers within the market. And you have an opportunity at that point to bid for the house along with all the buyers that's looking at it. So that's the difference between a foreclosure and an REO. All right, guys, so I get this question asked all the time as well. Kevin, how do I get into real estate? Well, first you need to get licensed. And by that, you need to do 3 simple things. First, you need to take an online course or even in person. It's called a 75-hour salesperson course. Once you complete that course, you'll then have to do a course exam and pass that said course exam. Third thing you need to do, you gotta take the state exam. New York State is gonna require you to take a written exam in person in order to pass and qualify for your New York State salesperson license. Now, after you pass all those exams, you need a sponsoring broker, and that's where I come in. If you're looking for a career in real estate, give me a call, we'll set up a game plan, and we'll get you started on the right track. I get asked this question at least once a week. Kevin, when is this market gonna crash? This is not 2008, where lenders were giving mortgages out to someone with a credit score and a pulse. Things are very, very different right now. Although the property prices are sky high, the banks go through a very stringent process when it comes to lending you money. You gotta go through a complete application process, a complete background check, your credit has to be intact, debt to income ratio has to be on point. If you don't meet those strict standards by Freddie Mac and Fannie Mae, well, guess what, guys? You're not gonna get qualified for a loan and you're not gonna get that house that you want. That's what separates 2008 from 2021. Right now, when you're getting a mortgage, the banks have completely vetted you. So will there be a market correction? Will these prices come down? Yes, in my opinion, the prices will come down, but let me tell you why. Well, when they lift this eviction moratorium, I feel that there's gonna be an influx of foreclosures hitting the market. And when that happens, those prices of those foreclosures are gonna be a direct impact on the current market value. It's gonna cause these houses to kind of dip in value a little bit and kind of make a market correction on the price. So that's my opinion, guys. If you have any questions, just let me know. If I didn't get to your question on today's episode, just drop a comment on the link below and I'll be sure to get it on the next episode. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.